It's October, the nights are drawing in and the leaves will soon be turning golden. But while the creatures in our woodlands are making their final preparations for winter, it's time to see one of autumn's greatest events, the Fallow Deer Rut. Today I've come to Petworth Park in West Sussex, home to the largest and oldest herd of fallow deer in England. The 700-acre grounds in which they roam were re-landscaped by Capability Brown, the famous 19th century garden designer. He created a rolling grassland interspersed with oaks, sycamores, limes and horse chestnuts, all planted to his exacting specifications. And it's because of this open aspect that the deer are so easy to observe. In large woodlands, the male and female groups remain apart throughout the year, only coming together to breed. But in more open environments, such as here at Petworth, the bucks and does mix freely all year. Despite their widespread distribution over much of England, fallow deer are not a native species. There is some archaeological evidence of small numbers being imported by the Romans, but we cannot be sure whether these deer died out or not. So it is the Normans that have traditionally been credited with introducing fallow deer for the purposes of hunting in the royal forests. The unbroken tree cover that existed in England during those times would have helped the fallow deer population quickly spread and become naturalised. Fallow deer start breeding when they are 18 months old, during the mating season, which is known as the rut. This starts in late September and peaks in mid-October. Adult bucks over 3 years develop palmate-shaped antlers, which increase in size and shape with age, and distinguish them from other deer species in the UK. Population density and environment are important factors in determining rutting behaviour. Free-ranging populations tend to maintain a traditional rutting stand, defending a harem of females from competitors. However, high-density populations, such as in deer parks, also exhibit behaviour known as lekking. Lekking is where bucks gather amongst females to competitively display. In Petworth, as many as 20 well-grown bucks of similar status will hold adjoining territories. Some of these territories may be as small as a tennis court, but the buck holding the most central will be the most successful in terms of the number of does he will mate with. Scent plays an important role in bringing the does to estrus. Here a buck is marking a tree with waxy secretions from the suborbital glands, which are located immediately in front of each eye. Bucks advertise their strength with unmistakable bellowing and groaning vocalisms. They thrash their antlers through vegetation and may strip bark from trees, a behaviour known as fraying.
In order to maintain superiority in the lek, a buck must constantly drive away rivals. He struts around his harem of females, blocking their attempts to solicit the favours of another buck. If a challenger continues to assert himself, the bucks will assess each other's size by parallel pacing. Should they be evenly matched, the behaviour escalates to full contact rutting with heads down and antlers locked. This is not simply a ritual form of fighting. Serious injuries are not uncommon. Eyes are lost to gouging antlers, and penetrating wounds can be fatal. These two well-matched bucks had been battling for a couple of minutes before the attentions of a third buck appeared to tip the balance. However, the lighter coloured buck was having none of this, and the pretender was sent packing, leaving the valiant duel to continue. Around the edges of the lek, younger bucks are tolerated by the mature males and may skirmish amongst themselves. By mid-morning, all the bucks' posturing spills over into a frenzy of rutting, with the sound of clashing antlers echoing around the lek.
Of the 600 to 700 deer at Petworth, about half are male and half are female, but only a handful of bucks in superior condition will service all the does. It's important to remember that although habituated to human presence, these are still wild animals. So it's best to give the deer space, remain very quiet and still, then, with a little patience, you're sure to make some good observations. The competition of the autumn rut ensures the fittest and strongest genes are carried forward to the next generation. And all being well, many of the does will be giving birth to a new generation of fawns next spring.